Department awards recognize students who have demonstrated high academic achievement in specific subjects. They have modeled dedication to learning, passion, promise, dedication to the things that AMSA is all about. So the first department award is the Excellence in Music Award, and that's going to be presented by Ms. Jessica Bone.
You know, we just heard from the American Music Club, and when Raj mentioned how competitive AMSA can be, and certainly our math and science departments are probably amongst the best in the state. Our music department is certainly more humble, but I don't want that to belie how important it is not only to AMSA, but to the individual students for whom music is such an important outlet for who they are, and for how music helps develop them as students, as human beings, and I am very, very proud to announce the winner of the Excellence in Music Award. She is a student who is with me in chorus. She is a stalwart of our alto section. She is a leader in many, many ways, coming to me with ways to help make the music more accessible by putting it, digitizing it, coming to me with better ways to take on a piece, and she also is very active with the a cappella group, and I'm very, very proud to recognize Grace Reese. To give the Excellence in Art.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to our graduates and to their families. So tonight I will be presenting the Art, French, and Latin Awards on behalf of the department. So to begin with art, I am sharing the award on behalf of AP art teacher, Ms. Makinen. Ms. Makinen writes, quote, that this young and talented artist began the year nervous that she would be overwhelmed by the workload and skill level needed to accomplish a college-level art course. However, she stayed true to her unique style and showed passion throughout her research and planning of her concentration and selected works. Her dedication to her technique and hard work has resulted in an excellent portfolio and the highest average of the class. I would like to present this year's Senior Art Award to Ariana Claveria. The French Award. AP French teacher, Madame Zobro, writes, quote, this student has enormous depth and is driven by a desire to learn and improve. She is by far one of the most hardworking students I have had the pleasure to teach. Her work ethic is unmatched and it is reflected in her academics. She is always prepared and thorough and consistently produces high quality work. She is also an amazing person who is genuine, kind, and humble. It has been a privilege to have Gabriella Emmanuel I would like to present the Latin Award on behalf of Mr. Schlichtman, who teaches AP Latin as well as most of the high school Latin courses. He writes that this student's consistent hard work and intellectual curiosity have carried him far here at AMSA, and Latin is no exception. His Latin skills are well known by his peers, and his knowledge has been an indispensable part of our class this year. For his ability and dedication, the department is gifting him a copy of Virgil's poetry in both Latin and English as a memento of a highly successful Latin career at AMSA. Congratulations to Ian Gifford. Next up, Senora Arteaga will be presenting Spanish and Multiple Languages Awards.
First task. Good evening, everyone. I'm here to present 2 awards. In addition to always completing all assignments on time, this student succeeded in her pronunciation of Spanish, her ability to compare her own culture to that of a Spanish-speaking country, and among all things, for her dedication to research. All of this, along with her inquisitive mind, which kept me on my toes all year, helped her become fully fluent in Spanish and write exemplary essays. Her reflections were indicative of a person who thoroughly understood the language and had passion for Hispanic culture. She not only succeeded in AP Spanish by getting the highest grade, she also became a recipient of the Massachusetts State Seal of Biliteracy in Spanish and was heavily involved in the Spanish National Honor Society. I'm very pleased to present this year's Spanish award to Victoria Espinosa. Presenting this year's Multilingual Award. The Multilingual Award recognizes a student who excels in their mastery of 3 languages or more. Furthermore, it is given to a student who has obtained the Massachusetts State Seal of Biliteracy, in this case with distinction, in her native Portuguese. This student showed exceptional performance in 3 languages all year round. She has been a strong student this year in AP Spanish and is also fluent in Portuguese and English. I'm very pleased to present this year's Multilingual Award to this year's recipient, Cristiani Rodriguez. Pleasure to introduce Mr. Greg Theos, who will be giving out the Computer Science Awards.
All right, good evening, everyone. You hear me okay? Okay. I would like to present the first of these awards for excellence in computer science to a student who has consistently impressed me with their curiosity, their intellect, and their passion for this field. As any student who's taken comp sci would know, the really challenging work in a computer science class is not actually about knowing programming language, it's not about knowing formula. Instead, it's the creative part, and that might be surprising to some people in this audience. The act of solving a problem is inherently a creative one. The act of sitting and thinking and sitting and being able to just kind of chew on a problem is really difficult. It's especially difficult because it's one that you can't really teach directly. There is no procedure that can tell you how to write an algorithm, and there's no AI, no matter how good or how fancy, that can tell you how to break down a problem. All of this to say is that this student has these skills in spades, and that is really special. I have rarely seen a student with quite the knack for sitting and thinking and chewing on a problem as this one. It's been an absolute delight to watch them in my classes discovering their passion, and I could say a lot about what's in front of them, the great work that they will do, and the challenges that they will face ahead, but I think it suffices to say that I am simply so proud of this person. It's my distinct pleasure to present the first award in excellence in computer science to Ashani Saha. The second award for excellence in computer science goes to a student whose voracious appetite for AMSA's CS curriculum has been evident since I first met them. This student has the rare distinction of having taken every single advanced class that my department offers. That's one that they share with very few other people. That's something that takes time and dedication and maybe a little bit of madness on the side. This student has shown themselves to be someone of many talents. They have hit the books in my discrete math class. They have coded great projects in my data science class. They have given presentations on ethics and cybersecurity. And they have, perhaps most impressively, been quite the salesperson for a year-long project in Mr. Hoffman's full stack development class. It's no small feat to be able to give a presentation on your own work, not just to teachers and department heads, but to administration and IT and even the executive director herself. And this student has taken that all in stride. I'm very tempted to also award them a Junior Software Engineer Award right out the gate here as well. But without any further ado, I'm happy to present the second award in excellence for computer science to Michael Domino.
Thanks, Greg. It'd be weird if we shared a class together. So the engineering awards goes to the students who not only are able to make an impact in what we're trying to accomplish in our program, but as well as being able to push it forward or at times pull it along to make sure that things are progressing. The first award for engineering this year goes to a student who definitely has struggled a bit with figuring out some tolerances, has definitely improved tremendously at it, and has decided to take projects instead of having one or two pieces and try to see how many 100 pieces can be. This student also has spent 3 years with me, or multiple years with me, for the racing group, and after multiple hard years, we finally have a car that actually was able to make it and make multiple laps and did really impressively well. This student kind of scares me into what they want to go into next year for college, but they're bound to be doing some great stuff, and I can't wait to hear how they do out there. So the first award is going to be going to Tristan May. don't even know where to be to share about this person. There were times when stuff breaks in our room, and there's times when stuff needs to be fixed, and I'm trying to teach other things, and I need someone else to go and do it for me. There's also times when it gets very, very hectic, and when you have a lot of projects in front of you, you need someone else just to be able to hit buttons and make stuff happen so that you can keep moving forward. Now, interestingly enough, this is the first time this ever happened. I was able to sit here and prepare myself, and behind me listen to some parents trying to figure out where their student was getting an award. It was really kind of funny because they really thought that it was going to be from my wife. However, the second engineering award goes to Ella DeMar. So she is not with us tonight. Stepping in place is Dr. Mortimer.
First off, congratulations, graduates. I wanted to recognize two students tonight for the science department. The first one started their time here at AMSA with a true thirst for knowledge and the many fields of science. Never content with one teacher or one subject, this student introduced themselves to upper level teachers at least freshman year or earlier. And had them, we're already asking like their burning questions. They're curious about everything and use that curiosity to further their understanding. Their passion truly lies in hands-on experimentation, and what sets them apart is the desire to go beyond just kind of a given protocol, but really ask more deeper questions. Sadly, we had to tell the student that the science department does not actually have a cabinet full of radioactive materials. I think they were a little disappointed. But we are pleased to give the Excellence in Science Award to Victor Longanov. So the second award, this student has excelled at challenging science classes at AMSA. They were unanimously voted upon to receive this award by our department. They have dedication in and out of the classroom, and they could be easily overlooked. They're not always given the credit they could just because they come across as very humble about their accomplishments. But their curiosity in subjects pops up all the time, and they are always asking thoughtful and insightful questions. And outside of the classroom, if you don't know this person, you might be surprised to know how fierce they are in a ninja obstacle competition. The science department is pleased to give this year's Excellence in Science Award to Gloria Yen. For the Excellence in Science Research.
Hello, everyone. For excellence in science research. This student has been bitten by the research bug and absolutely stuffed their junior senior years full of science classes, including 3 research classes this year. Their enthusiasm for tackling the open-ended aspect of research classes has allowed them to be tremendously successful this year, even though they didn't have the same amount of time as their peers. The student even dedicated senior study hall periods to go and experiment on their projects. Their confidence in their work and their protocols and their experiments produced excellent results and quickly highlighted their leadership qualities as well. Science Department pleased to give this year's Excellence in Science Research Award to Sophie Nash. Second one as well. This student has dedicated their time for years conducting their own research and lobbying for us to allow them into the research program. Their passion for their topic led to 3 years of pastoring every research teacher and Ms. Jagelski to find where their research could find a home and fit into their schedule. This student is passionate, self-motivated, determined when it comes to scientific research. We're proud of the adaptability of their own research so that it could be pursued here at AMSA. And now that they're graduating, finally Benji can get back his autoclave, his incubator, and his hood. Science Department is pleased to give this year's Excellence in Science Research Award to Max and Martin. Next up is Excellence in English Award with Miss Carolyn Russo.
The student that has gotten the first Excellence in English Award is someone who is constantly on in class, has their work completed every single day, even when senior slump and senioritis has struck most of the senior class and laid them out on the carpet. But not only is this student an excellent analytical writer, they're also an amazing creative writer, as I had this student as a sophomore in my creative writing class. They help keep the conversation going in class, class discussions, constantly questioning, asking, applying the readings to the world as we know it, and really bringing so much to the classroom, and they are just a beautiful person inside and out. The first Excellence in English Award goes to Haisa Santana. Excellence in English Award.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to our graduates. This is a very special class. I think we all know that. I will absolutely miss each of you greatly. Worked with a lot of you, and a lot of tears at the graduation. But so tonight I am here to present this award for English excellence. While I've only had the student for 1 year, I am forever grateful that our paths have crossed. I met the student in the spring of 2023. They came to inquire about my contemporary voices class. And they wanted to know more than what was just listed on the course catalog. And this was the first for me in a while, because our course catalog is very verbose, as some people know.
They ultimately chose to take the class and absolutely ran with it. Their passion for writing and improving their writing is unmatched. Each paper draft was crafted and had a plethora of revisions, notes to themselves following their arguments, and comments themselves, and questions to me about what to change and to make it just that much better. Additionally, I have to acknowledge that the students' drive to quietly help peers who were struggling with their writing was wonderful to see and to lift others up. I think that many of my esteemed colleagues would also agree that those poignant conversations while on your way out the door are the ones that are paramount. This student was a staple during those conversations. They always wanted to debate the author's choices and connections to the real world. They consistently read ahead to find out what would happen to our dear characters and met even our darkest characters with empathy. I'm honored tonight to present this award for English excellence to Victoria Espinosa. With Mr. Aaron McAdams.
So I wanted to reach out to get some other feedback from the history department about this award recipient. So this is a conglomeration of all those things, which I think encompasses every grade from 6 to 12. Ms. Murphy wrote, "This student has been a great role model for her peers in history and social studies ever since the 6th grade. She has always been curious to learn more about what history can teach us about why the world functions as it does." Dr. Lewis wrote, "I taught the student in grade 10. She was always enthusiastic, always engaged, and always had a smile and a laugh to share." Ms. Morena wrote, "The student was very hardworking and passionate in my class. She always had well thought out opinions that she could defend and greatly contributed to our class civics discussions." To all that, I would add, from her 7th grade Viking food and nutrition project to her Andrew Carnegie trial role and what it means to be an American trilogy, Jada always took the opportunities she was given and showed that she was willing to work hard and with a smile. And Ms. Seppi added to that, and we would all agree, sass. The history department is thrilled that Jada plans to pursue a career within the social studies universe in economics, and so I am proud to present the Excellence in History and Social Studies Award to Ms. Jada Gatt. For the second Excellence in History and Social Studies Award, Ms. Jessica Bell.
I cheated a little bit because I also got to add my own little bit about Jada. I know that was the last award, but an excellent economics student. I couldn't have been more proud that she's continuing that field of economics in her studies. So. But I'm actually here to present the second award for excellence in history and social sciences to another student who excelled in economics, as well as many of the classes at AMSA, including advanced placement, took AP macroeconomics, microeconomics, AP US history, somebody who has been noted by other members of the department for a natural intellectual curiosity, a quiet humility and confidence, and leadership role. I can always count on him to help people who are struggling, always has a smile, and I've just come to rely on for any economics questions that come up in class. I'm pleased and proud to present the Excellence in History and Social Studies Award to Tavin Hirsch. Welcoming Mr. Babot to the stage, who's been looking forward to this.
Hi, everybody. It is my pleasure to announce the Excellence in Mathematics Award. This year's award goes to two exceptionally talented students who have had the pleasure of teaching for 4 years. They both demonstrated extraordinary problem-solving skills and deep understanding of mathematical concepts. Their pursuit of excellence and academic dedication in the field of mathematics has earned them this year's Mathematics Award. Congratulations to Ian Gifford and Miraj Singh. David Gordon, presenting for the Excellence in Wellness Award.
I am not David Gordon. I am Mike Naraki. So I apologize to the recipients for not having Mr. Gordon up here for you. He could not make it, really attend us after school, and I know he had some other obligations well ahead of time, so he let me know. But not before we printed the program. However, what he wrote, which I'm going to, he was in my office today. I said, you know, Mr. Gordon, we need to keep this to 30 seconds, and he wrote me like a 2-page novel here. But what he said was, the Wellness Department, Wellness and Physical Education Department, they strive to inspire students to prioritize their overall health and well-being. And these two students that are being recognized tonight, he said both embody that, and that they both, he used the words humble and curious to describe them. I should also mention that Mr. Gordon, of course, collaborated with the rest of his department. The first recipient, and these recipients are much different. He noted in here, one is quite quiet, and the other one, we'll get to that. We'll get to the second recipient after. But this particular student, he noted, was a leader by example. Someone who started off their physical education wellness career as being on the quiet side, then slowly worked their way into the lessons and became a true leader, as I said, by example. And others fed off of her energy and her high level of participation. He noted that her work ethic is absolutely incredible. He noted that this student is an absolute no-doubter. It was the first name that came to his mind when he was tasked with recognizing, or the department was tasked with recognizing someone in this department. So, that recipient is Ishani Saha. I do want to note that Ishani is receiving quite a high quality jump rope here, courtesy. Don't let this bag fool you. That was courtesy of Miss Paley. It's a puppy dog. There's something quite the opposite in there for this particular student. This next student, as I mentioned, is he's not quiet, and I don't mean that in an insulting way. He's one of the most enthusiastic students I've ever come across. I've been at AMSA now since 2010. I've never met anybody with true passion and enthusiasm for the school. Student who will sing along to the Rocky Balboa theme song each day. He is someone in the wellness department. Again, another no doubter, someone who came in every single day, ignited others in the class, high level of participation, asking questions all the time, very, very curious, doing all the right things in every single class, always participating, high level, once again, work ethic that was unmatched throughout his entire high school career. That man is Manu Prabhakar. Manu is receiving a pull-up bar that you can attach to your door frame.
Presents the Excellence in School Counseling Award, Ms. Wiley Cullen.
Congratulations to all of our seniors, our graduating seniors and their families. Each year, the Counseling Department gives out 2 Excellence in School Counseling Awards, and this year I have the distinct honor of recognizing a few of our remarkable seniors on behalf of my colleagues in the counseling office. Our first recipient is a young woman with a keen understanding of the importance of mental health and self-care. She is kind, responsible, and hardworking. Her self-advocacy skills are impressive and will certainly serve her well as she embarks on her next adventure. The years of high school were challenging and isolating as she and her classmates grappled with living and learning during a global pandemic. The growth and resilience that she has demonstrated since those early days of high school is remarkable and awe-inspiring. Please join me in congratulating Hannah Manning, of this year's Excellence in School Counseling Award is someone who has made tremendous progress both academically and personally throughout his time here at AMSA. Whatever the obstacle, he faces it with determination, passion, hope, and a willingness to ask for and accept help. He is an enthusiastic learner and a kind and loyal friend. He is empathetic, resilient, and impressively insightful. It is my pleasure to present the Excellence in School Counseling Award to Ryan Kelly.